Nation, it's your boy Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama football insider and sports media personality. Let me know if y'all can hear me good in the chat. We're talking some post-practice details from yesterday's Sunday practice, right? And we're going to talk some storylines going into today's practice, some things that I was able to talk with our sources about. So come on in, hit the like button, share the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you got your notifications on. We out on our walking, talking ball with your boy Coach Smook. Alabama football. Got fall camp storylines. We got college football in 2 weeks. Bama kickoff in 3. Oh my Lord, what do you mean? What are we talking about? Good morning. We're gonna take balls for a nice little 2 mile, maybe get a good 3 miles in. Walk's been helping us. We gotta take a break from the runs for like 2 weeks, man. Get the lower back straight. Good morning, good morning. Drop a comment as you come in. Let me know where you're watching from. Make sure y'all share this on all the public platforms, especially Facebook. Facebook has been looking for us. We can't share our mobile, well, we can't do mobile lives on Facebook, not in this format. Doesn't get the reach, nor does it push us out like it needs to. So could y'all help us out by sharing this stream on Facebook? And all you got to do is put me in the game, Coach Smook, Alabama football talk. And we're going to start this conversation here at about the 3-minute mark. Mobile, Alabama checking in. What's up? Who is that? Can't see the name. I wish the font was bigger. D'Amico Taylor. What's up, Bama Mac? Good morning, brother. Appreciate you, man. Again, you the lead donor on the channel for the month, the lead sponsor. My boy Dougie Fresh on that sponsor board. Mary J on that sponsor board. All of our sponsors, our AAA members that donated. Super Chats, Britt, Jordan. Every donation gets you acknowledged as a sponsor on every stream for the whole month. You don't have to donate every stream. It's definitely appreciated. But if you donate, you contribute to the Coach Smook Network, you're a sponsor. So that's that. And direct donors too. Shout out to my brother Dylan, my brother Antonio. Who else? Jasmine. Miss Hootie, that's Jasmine. Who else? Miss Niecy Thomas. Yeah. Jay Clay. My sister. All my family, man. Appreciate y'all. What's good? Good morning, Mary J. Shout out to the 10 in the chat. I want to give everybody at least like 2 minutes to get in before I start talking. I know a lot of people come in. Are we talking quarterback yet? I know we're going to talk quarterback. Yes, we're going to talk quarterback. We got a nice little walk too today. I got Boss today. He's locked in. Boss, you locked in? All right. My boy locked in. That's good. Anytime we got Boss locked in, it's going to be a good day. We're going to take this route here, though. We're not even going to go in front of the Capitol first. We're going to wait. Come back up the hill. Good morning, everybody. All right. Start this conversation. How do we start this conversation? Well, yesterday we had our first Sunday practice. No, this will be our second one. Was that our first one or our second one? It was our second one. They practiced indoors yesterday. Once again, like I said, usually Sunday practice, especially like following those 2-day breaks, those 2-day recovery days, those Sunday practices are heavy install. So you get a really good look at how guys look in new plays or new sets, new formations, and how the coaches start adjusting the rotation. Now, one thing about Alabama right now, I try to tell the fan base is don't get caught up in the practice rotations because this is a player-led team right now, right? This is a player-led team. Outside of the starters, right? Like for sure starters, you can see guys, you know, teammates that are on the same type of time as far as rotating. Hey, bro, you grab these reps. It don't matter if it is first team. You can see that type of stuff. Roll Tide. Coach, what's good? What's good? Who is that, Cody? Appreciate you for tapping in. Let me know where you're watching from. Make sure you hit that like button and share the stream. Drop a comment. What type of questions you got for Alabama football fall camp? But yeah, just kind of starting the conversation. Just don't pay attention and invest so much into that, especially on days like that. Now, that first scrimmage, you could tell a lot about personnel who the staff, especially on the offensive side, is planning to utilize in the grand scheme of things. The quarterback battle, in my position, is headed in a certain direction. I mean, in my opinion, is headed in a certain direction. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Kay. Roll Tide. Make sure y'all chat it up. Tell everybody in the chat good morning. Speak to your family, AAA family. Make sure y'all hit the like button too. Share it. Share the stream. But yeah, so I think about it like this, chat. Let me see if I can get across here. Ain't no sidewalk over here. Yes, it is. It's a lot of police out here today. I am downtown by the courthouses. It's Monday morning. But yeah, so I look at it like this. When you have those type of situations, you get a lot of your intel from those scrimmages or from those full contact days or team scale days. So today I expect more of a report from rotation, right? As far as personnel, dang boss, it steps right there, man. Come on, personnel. Boss just tripped down the stairs, y'all. Personnel, in-depth analysis on that, and then I think from here, we'll be able to start kind of predicting and guessing with some logic of where we can expect our offense's base to be or the foundation to look like. Scrimmage number 2 this Thursday is going to be very, very insightful. I can't wait to get the reports from that. Wrong guy. Can't wait to get the reports from that. Stop, boss, my bad. I wasn't calling. That's on me. So that's going to be fun. Now, let's get in some detail stuff. Quarterback battle. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I know that's what y'all want to hear about. What you know about the quarterback battle. Who I think going to start. I'm going to keep telling y'all who I think going to start. I think Keon Russell is going to end up winning out this battle before the end of this fall camp is over. I truly believe Kalen DeBoer and the staff, if he doesn't do anything crazy to lose position and they continue to have to evaluate Mac on the stance of, hey, we need to see this from you in order to pull away, Keelan's denied. How you doing? Good morning. And so for that reason, I feel like it's going to be Keelan. I think he presents the highest ceiling. Like we always say, we see a lot of people say that he gives us the highest ceiling. One, you're talking about developing an offensive line that's going to take, I think it's going to take, 2 to 3 conference games to truly find an identity, which would be like week 5, week 6 of the season. And we have some good matchups in that first couple weeks that I think you're going to need that creative playmaking ability that Keelan Russell possesses. And I mean, it's effortless for him. It's very effortless for him. It's like it's kind of part of his archetype or his makeup as a quarterback. So my question is, why not? Why not go with that option that gives you that type of flexibility / freedom? I also think that when you when you consider like just basic factors with evaluating skill sets, you got to think. Come on, boss. On the hot, good boy, good boy. Y'all, getting my dog to jog is crazy work. Y'all see this big old 140-pound dog? Look, there go my auntie, y'all. Hey, auntie! Oh, Lord, I thought somebody hit somebody. That's crazy, my auntie ride by me. I told y'all, man, I got family everywhere around this month. Y'all, let's see somebody else screaming at me soon. Roll Tide, though. All right, so quarterback position. Let's talk about it. So from the scrimmage, y'all, I kind of expected the defense to have the day. You usually get that. When it's full contact pad, you kind of going over schemes and stuff that they've been seeing for the past 9, or at that point, 6 practices. It's the first fresh thing they seeing, live action of it. Offense not going to do too much off script. Trying to see guys execute at a high level, see how guys finish through the whistle. Same thing on the defense. How quick can you react? And so you kind of start conditioning the mental muscles to, start putting things together. You start seeing certain things, seeing pre-snap motions, you're going to react a certain way based off of tendencies from what you've already learned. And that's what the defense has been able to do, right? And so in a sense, you expect the defense to have the edge. Roll Tide in the chat, man. Continue running the comments up for me, man. I appreciate the comments this morning. Give me your thoughts. We're talking quarterback breakdown. And so from the scrimmage, all the reports talk about the defense, having the better day. But I finally got to see some clips and some articles about some of these writers and these analyst breakdowns based off their sources. And I'm surprised that majority of them had, the boldness to write that Keelan was the better. But I did go and look at a few that said that they felt like Austin Mack had the better day. And I get it. If you're just talking about pure stats, even in that, I think if you factor in the run game, how the run game looked when Russell was on the field. Even when you factor in just the pass game efficiency, the numbers are better for Keelan. No turnovers, officially no turnovers. Mack had 2 interceptions, and a fumble on drives where he was in. The exchange point fumble, that could be equally put on him and Daniel Hill. So I look at it and I don't see how that came out. Now, you might have finished strong, but if our main issue last year, right, as an offense for the University of Alabama football was starting slow, and you're getting those same type of tendencies and things show up this season, right? Early in fall camp, but you see potential for your offense to have fast starts with, i.e. Keelan Russell. You see the opportunities. You see the scrimmage, the first day when they had shells, right? And they came out bragging about the offensive, the run game starting off explosive. That was the day that Keelan got first team snaps. He started practice with 13 snaps. This team plays differently around him. Now that's kind of like the field talk around it. Let's talk about the facts, right? We know we had a caller last week. I can't remember. I don't want to say it was Jimmy from Ohio, but it was somebody from up there that ain't smelling the good Bama air, right? Let me stop. A great call. Shared his opinion. Said he felt like Austin Mack had the better arm between the quarterbacks. And anybody that went to Alabama A-Day game, or anybody that's just seen Keelan Russell throw the ball, would find that hard to believe and would argue against that point. Even if you thought Mack was supposed to be the starting quarterback. Oh, boss, let's go see Martin Luther King Jr. house. No, I don't think many people would agree that Austin Mack has a better arm than Keelan Russell. Nor, if we're talking about just based off the performance from A-Day, the only semi-live action we've seen from both of these quarterbacks outside of mop-up duty during this last season, it's not even a close competition. Mac had, what, 2 interceptions in A-Day for underthrown balls. You know, not one overthrown, all underthrown balls. You know, so being able to control how far you throw the ball is huge, right? Ball control. That's part of ball control, not just accuracy and ball control is strength too. Oh Jesus, I shouldn't have walked this way, y'all. I know your boy got allergies. Come on, fat man. We both gonna be sneezing walking through there. Achoo. Russell, clearly. Hold up. Let me stop. Hold on, boss. Hold. Let me see. Comment. Stop. Russell clearly QB1. Could Coach DeBoer be stalling announced QB1 because of possible fear of Mac transferring? I don't think right now. I don't think you're worried about him transferring right now. You look at the quarterback class you got coming in. For the 27 commits, Elijah Haven sticks, right? He sticks. What's the young man's name? Trent Seaborn. He sticks. Tamala sticks around for at least another year. Kawhi. I think you got 3 developmental quarterbacks on your roster next year, right? You got Tamala that you gotta have confidence in competing for the starting job if Mac transfer, and you got a freshman phenom coming in, Elijah Haven. So I don't think losing Mac is a bad thing if it comes to that, but I don't think he's one of those guys. There's value in sticking around at a program and developing. You maybe never get get to start a game at collegiate level, but it does good when you get pro day, right? Get you an unrestricted free agent contract. So much tread on the tires, right? Because you ain't get beat up in college. It might take you 3 extra years to get discovered, but you got opportunities. You just keep stacking up opportunities. You stay active in the industry if that's what you want to do. Because everybody's not going to get the opportunity to start for the University of Alabama and win a national championship. Look how many quarterbacks they can, and that's just the reality of it. And so when you think about it from that stance, right, it's not hard for you to have a conversation and say, just look at skill sets next to each other, Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, and see that Keelan Russell is the better quarterback. So it's one of them things, y'all. Oh snap! My dogs D and Britt, they leaving the gym. So, boss walking today. Look at you. All right, that's the quarterback battle. So I think so kind of to close that up before I get sidetracked. Kind of to close that up. I think right now, I think Mac will continue to get opportunities, and there's the turning point in camp coming up. I think it's gonna be tomorrow or Thursday-ish. I think we'll be at a real more decisive point. I told you all, second scrimmage usually is Kalen DeBoer's target as far as getting his quarterback selected, his starting quarterback selected. Do I think this is the season where it changes? I mean, who's to say Russell doesn't have like a slow day this week, you know? I doubt it. We've yet to see it happen since his time at Alabama. So, I don't know, chat. I'm very confident in the young man. I think he's at the point where he's just ready to kind of take the helm. So for me, my QB1 pick still, Keelan Russell. And that's not to say Austin Mack. See, Jet Tamala had a great day for the scrimmage. Austin Mack started slow but ended strong. We've seen that happen with plenty of quarterbacks. Shoot, Bryce Young had a 3 interception game, a Heisman winner. You know, Jalen Hurts had tough games. We've seen great quarterbacks have tough moments in games. It's not because of that. It's just the consistency we've seen it from Keelan Russell. We've yet to see him have like a bad moment at Alabama, right? Whether it's mop-up duty, scrimmage, whatever. We've yet to see him have a bad moment. He just gives off that aura that he's ready for the moment. I think we could win with that early. Build some big momentum, build some confidence in that offensive line. Speaking of the O-line, let's talk O-line / run game / running backs, all that good stuff. So offensive line wise, I think we put ourselves in position not to just be an assertive offensive line in the run game where it's like you run the ball twice, get a few yards, try to big play action. Look, Coach Sean. What up, Sean? Oh boy, over there, man. Come on, boss. We could walk now. We ain't gotta run. But yeah, so I think with the O-line competition finally shaping up after yesterday, I think they're gonna settle in with the first group of guys that we getting used to seeing with this first round. Hey, how you doing? You a fur baby, mom? Yeah, he just turned a year old. Thank you. But he just turned a year. Yes, ma'am. Look, be careful. Look, y'all. Thank you. Balls always getting attention when we out. Always. Never fails. How does my mic sound, y'all? I did this to kind of test to see the mic levels because I'm talking regular today. I'm not yelling like I was when I was at tea time. Y'all just be letting me yell in the mic when we be outside. You can talk regular. That's a pretty good mic set. Question on top of that, who's your QB1 in the chat? 1 for Russell, 2 for Mac. 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 Let me know in the chat. Now let's talk O-line, running backs, run game, all that. So I keep telling y'all, Alabama's defensive line is not going to allow us as the fans to really get a true gauge on what our run game could potentially be. I just don't see it happening. You got a bunch of young, hungry defensive linemen, young, hungry, big defensive linemen. You got a whole new offensive line rotation trying to gel together, like learning each other. It's a lot of factors that early on, when you're talking about just developing, it's small phases of the run game you want to start seeing develop to give you confidence going against opponents that aren't familiar with your scheme, right? The D-line right now has an advantage. One, it's not like you have a bunch of nobodies on the defensive front. Devin Tompkins is a huge ad. You're going to hear his name a lot. But Terrence Green, London Simmons, Jeremiah Beeman, Yanzi Pierre, Justin Hill. I mean, they just, those 6 names alone just kind of make you think, wow, those are impact names, impact players. When you seen them on the field, they were making plays. You get that, right? That's just in your front. And then you got to bring in, a bunch of new guys that's hungry to prove themselves. And I think this year's inside linebacker corps might be the most athletic we've seen as a group at Alabama. And I'm going to talk about something about the inside linebacker room and the whole defense soon. But to know that Zay Griffin is getting in that rotation, is making a push, that's huge. Talking about athleticism in the middle of the defense and sure tackling, high volume tackle guys. Griffin was a 100+ tackle guy in high school for 3 years, I believe. 3 years out his playing varsity. 100+ tackle guy. A guy that could create turnovers, force fumbles, right? Real sneaky, crafty at getting at the ball. Right there in the middle of your defense. And then when you can add assets to that room that give you the same skill set, but, are now linebackers, Bray Hubbard, Jairo Edwards, Red Morgan, can give you that type of feel for a Sam linebacker. It's going to be hard for teams to spread you out and try to eat up space when you got that much quickness on the field and a push up front. So our O-line is dealing with a lot it's dealing with a lot in camp. And it felt like I was going to the defense because when you start looking at the personnel, you just kind of start diving into it. You be like, man, that's some skill set guys over there. Any defensive coordinator would love to have this skill set paired the way Womack and his defensive staff have put it together. So, more people. So, we got, I look at it and I say, the O-line, left tackle, Jackson Lloyd, I promise you, mainstay there. I think they love the pairing of him and Waldrop. As much as Sanders has been a reliable piece in his time, I think Lloyd and Waldrop just fit. They just fit together. You know, you have great pairings and duos of trios of offensive line, right? Yeah, you've seen it in Bama's history, right? We've seen Quanjo and who was it right there on the left side at guard with Quanjo? I forget who it was. Who was at the left tackle? But you saw like those two. We knew he ran left with Trent or any of those backs that ran behind him. Quanjo brothers, or Cotton, or what's the other big boy's name? So a lot of them came through Bama, man. Leatherwood. You knew you had an anchor somewhere. I think that's what you get with Waldrop and Jackson on the left. And I think you get a different type of anchor with James and Carroll on the right. Carroll at guard and James at right tackle, because both those guys are super athletic and nasty. Like, I think that's where the left side or running left, being able to pull athletic guys like Carroll and James, pin and pull, get your guys like Jackson and Waldrop and Delgado mechanics technicians and their technique, right? Getting them to pin guys down, got those two tackles pulling. Maybe you got a solid lead block from a tight end at the H-back setting on the left side already to hold up your end. And you put that tackle in that guard pairing of those two, Carroll and James in space. We've seen Carroll in space. We've seen Carroll do damage in space. And it's no secret. It's no secret. So to see that five be out there, presumably be the starting five, I think that's a good spot to build from, because I think if you have any issues anywhere along that line, one replacement of Will Sanders, you can fix it, shuffle a guy, left or right, and you still got a quality lineup. So, come on, boss. News station out there. Yeah, I'm sweating now. Me and boss sweating. You sweating, big dog? Yeah, boss sweating, y'all. All right. How much further we got? Got 0.8. We good. Perfect time. Oh, man, I can't see the comments. The glare from the sun. Y'all continue to drop comments. So, offensive line, I like that 5. Tight end room, I think we're going to be quite excited with how they rotate the tight ends. I think that's going to be a deeply utilized room because of the skill sets there. I'm telling you, tight ends, X receiver, I think those are their two big target positions for this offensive passing game this year. I think we'll see the explosives, the volume, go to the Z slot, back out the backfield. But like big plays, possession type concepts, touchdown, red zone, I think that's when we'll see tight end exposition, particularly Caleb Edwards, Marshall Pritchett, Josh Ford, Danny Lewis. We getting some run heavy stuff. I can see Jay Lindsey getting a nod for some extra snaps, because you got true ace back type skill sets from him and Ford. I saw them try to utilize Caleb in that setting. You can tell it's just not natural for him, right? He could do it. He could continue to develop. I think that's something that you want as a tight end, to be able to be extensive, versatile, not just line up, split, or a hand in the ground on the line of scrimmage, in the backfield too. Get some handoffs. I think that's what Josh Ford brings too. He brings like that fullback experience, running the ball, mess around. That way you ain't got to get cute and put no offensive lineman back there to run the ball, Mr. Grubb. So, O-line looking good. Tight end room, I love what it's doing, especially in run blocking, man. I think that's where we're going to see the biggest improvement with the run game. It's going to come because, Jesus, I'm sweating, because of the tight ends in the run game. I'm sorry, y'all. Got the camera going everywhere. It's sweat hitting me. And so that's going to be huge. Speaking of run game, running backs, man. As we know, AK there, EJ. Now, so I want everybody to be clear on what the status of EJ. He's been, limited in practice since he's been on campus for the most part. I think he had 1 full week in spring. And then he was out for a few days and got cleared. He got cleared and just didn't go back full since spring. Been working in the off season to get healthy and been doing his thing. So maintain the same status. And early on in fall camp, we've seen him in multiple practice videos. You'll continue to see him in practice videos, right? The thing is, when it comes to full contact, being that he's like a 4th, 5th option right now, and a solid option, a surprise, like somebody that could be a day 1 option if he's healthy, you got to load manage what you're doing with him. And kind of, even with what he's learning in the grand scheme of the offense, so he can focus on staying healthy. Because something just happened in live gameplay. Now, the running back position, I'm going to tell y'all, is one of the harder positions in college football now. Especially when so much more value is being put in the passing game. How does the running back immediately affect the passing game and pass pro? A lot of people would think that it would be catching the ball out the backfield. No, pass pro. A lot of times you're dealing with 6, 7-man pressures in the game of football now. Everybody feels like the best way to beat teams that want to be explosive in the pass game, especially vertically, speed up the quarterback, get the pass rush, collapse pocket, all that good stuff. Let me let this truck pass, y'all. Whew. People. Yeah, this walk kind of got me kind of breathing, boss. How you feeling? Yeah, so that's huge in the evaluation of the running back. And I think right now, even though he may not be the biggest, I think Kevin Riley's going to end up being like the first back on the field. He just his effort is there. He does his assignments. Now, can he go and stand up a defensive end or edge rusher coming off the edge? No, but he's usually in the right place. I looked at his snaps from Florida State game, right? He had a misstep against a second round. I think he ended up going second round draft pick that ended up getting Ty Simpson in trouble. That was his first ever start. Got thrown into that role 3 days, 4 days before first game. And if we're being honest, he gave the best look at running back, even when carrying the ball outside of Richard Young. I don't even want to talk about that situation. My intel on that, we'll talk about that on Story Time with Coach Smook one day. But Kevin Riley, I think, is starting to make himself a real conversation, especially after what we heard yesterday. He, Trayshawn Brown, Daniel Hill are expected to be the guys be counted on. Haven't heard about Khalifa Keith getting any type of extra load or anything. But yeah, definitely don't skip out on Trayshawn. Not Trayshawn, but Kevin. And that's due to AK being hurt. That's due to AK being hurt. I think when you have a pairing like AK and Daniel, when you're able to see a pairing like that, You know, Daniel can do what he does best, and AK can do everything, right? Very good. So Daniel doesn't, the evaluation stances don't reach a certain, I guess you could say, evaluation level, right? And you see them kind of, when it's time to see if he can fill those voids that AK can fill, you see him struggle initially. And when I say struggle, it's just Daniel Hill is one of those backs, I believe right now, from what he's shown us, needs 6 or 7 carries to get started. And AK Deer, EJ, I would even say Trayshawn. You know, they're guys, to me, that all it takes, one time, one handoff. And they're not guys that's going to miss very often. So that's our walk and talk ball segment. Here with your boy, Coach Smook. I done made it back home. We're going to really dive into the defensive breakdown today. After practice, we're going to get some reports from the offense. But then after we get our offensive reports from Coach Grubb with his media availability, we're going to get into our defense. Practice should be starting here soon. So I'll be tweeting. Maybe I'll do another short video, go live if we hear something crazy. I expect to hear maybe some updates about who's taking first team snaps. If so, that'll be a members live breaking release. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I should be able to get that for y'all too today, especially today. Some special guests on campus visiting, going to be there during practice. So y'all be blessed, man. And remember, we'll be here for post-practice report at, let's go 12 in the studio, 12 noon. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed, y'all.